Hello. 15th what? And this is really shaky. Uh, I don't care. So you're on the phone holder in the car. It's a little bit shaky, but that's okay. So I've got to make sure I don't look at the camera today because I'm going to end up getting myself into a bit of a mischief. In fact, let me just turn the brightness of the screen down so I don't. That's it. So now you can see me, but I can't see you. It's not a distraction. So, as we all know, it is Sunday the 15th. I've got a bit going on. I've got 2 days off. I'm going to have Wednesday next week, which is the 18th off. Yeah, the 18th. So I can go and have my scan results, my final scan results ever. So hopefully that'll be a confirmation of the all clear that I had previously. But I'm off out to the shops, which is why I'm in the car, which is why I'm in my civvies. I'm not wearing uniform. I'm in the car and I'm going to the shops. Now I'm not going shopping for groceries. I'm not going shopping for products because funnily enough, I have all of those things because it's not that I panic bought stuff. It's the fact that in my house we have stuff by default because we like having things to clean our house anyway. And just as a side note, I'm just shocked at the moment at how many dirty bastard people there are out there. Because I guarantee there's so many people out there with homes which were like a Yeti's den, how dirty and smelly they are. And now all of a sudden, because there's coronavirus, everyone's going on a mad cleaning spree. So it makes you wonder, doesn't it? Doesn't it just make you wonder? But anyway, I'm not going out for that. I'm not going out for grocery shopping. I'm not going to a supermarket unless I have to get something specific like ham or maybe a frozen pizza or noodles or whatever. But I've got everything I need to survive for at least a month or two in my kitchen. The reason why I'm going shopping is because here in the UK, next week Sunday, it's Mother's Day. Now, I know Mother's Day is different for different places in the world, but in the UK, it's next week Sunday, you see. And I love my mother dearly. And I know she's probably going to watch this video. So, Mum, I'm going to get you something nice for Mother's Day, is what I'm doing. And the reason I'm going today and not tomorrow is because I've got the horrible feeling. You know, when you get like an inkling, like a little niggling yeah at the back of your head? I think everywhere is going to be made to close down, shut down. Use the Americanism lockdown. Everything's been locked down. It's been in lockdown. So that's what I think is going to happen. I think next week is going to be the turning point, and things are going to be made to stay shut unless it's a grocery store, like supermarket or pharmacy, or maybe small restaurants and stuff will be allowed to trade, but opening hours will be, I reckon, will be cut. Um, I reckon there's going to be a lot going on. I mean, I can tell you what is going on at the moment is over the last week driving my bus through central London, um, specifically in central London, I've noticed absolutely no traffic, none, nada. I mean, yes, there have been cars, taxis, and buses going round, but nowhere near the sort of traffic that I would be used to on a good day. It's just so quiet out there. Um, Even now, driving on a Sunday morning at 10 to 11, I would expect there to be a little bit more traffic, churchgoers maybe, what have you, but it's just dead. I went to the gym yesterday against my better judgment because, I've been umming and ahhing about going to the gym. But I went yesterday and I only used equipment that had been cleaned by someone that I'd seen clean it, so I would use it. And then after I used it, I would clean it, or if there was something I needed to use, I would clean it first, then use it, then clean it again. So there's ways and means of going to the gym and looking after yourself and protecting other people. So that's good. I got my exercise yesterday. I felt like I was losing out a bit, but I think there's going to be a clamp down on either opening hours or the types of shops that have to be open. People that can work from home, I would encourage to work from home. My sister, for example, I'm not sure if she could work from home, but based on the type of job she has, I think she could. Are we connected again? Yeah, we're connected. Personally, for me, as a bus driver, it's a very biased opinion I right now. I don't personally think that buses of an evening should be kept in the depot. Don't take, so all night services should be suspended so vehicles, just trains included, can have a deep cleanse. I also think that operating times during this health crisis should be changed as well. Um, so no super late duties, no super early duties, and buses should run every 10 minutes because obviously if there are fewer people out there getting on buses, then we're going to need fewer buses on the road. I mean, it's just for me personally, I think it should get down to this. If we do go on to lockdown, then there should be no public transport because the buses, I mean, I can tell you this from experience, and I moaned about this yesterday or the day before about our Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, saying that he's going to pledge God knows how much money for the cleaning of buses. It hasn't happened, and it isn't going to happen. It's just yet again the mayor doing what the mayor does and talk a good talk without delivering anything. Every single day this week, I've got onto my respective bus. That would be 12 buses in total I've driven this week. That's 6 days in the week. And every time I've got in a bus, I've cleaned the inside of the cab, the things that I would personally touch with Wilco antibacterial wipes. And, and they have literally turned a nasty shade of brown. And this is across not just my garage, but every single bus company across the country, I would imagine. Cleaners don't do what they're paid to do. They go in the bus, they give it a sweep, that's it. You know, maybe they'll give it a mop on a special occasion. But I know for a fact they don't go in these buses with a microfiber cloth, even a nearly new microfiber cloth on a bottle of cheap pound shop antibacterial spray, and just go around the cab and make it clean. Go around the handrails and the bell buttons and make sure they're clean and sterile. They don't do this. I can tell you this 100%. And if anyone wants to challenge me on this, anyone, and that includes management from where I work, if you want to challenge me on this, I'll happily take you up on that challenge and prove you wrong. And I'll prove myself right because I'm sick to death of having to get into dirty. I was sick to death of getting in dirty buses anyway, to be fair, before this coronavirus came out. But now that it is here, I was expecting at least a mild step up in the cleanliness of these vehicles. It hasn't happened. Not at all. Not in the slightest. So I'm going to start wearing a mask when I'm driving my bus. So there's that. And I do personally think that in the coming week or two, public transport should be, if not stopped fully, then heavily restricted to keep vehicles in for deep cleansing. And I mean deep cleansing. And this should be done on a daily and nightly basis. With restricted services, there'll be buses in the garage receiving said treatment, and there'd still be a service of sorts en routes to help people get about, to do maybe their shopping or to get to and from work or what have you. But this is just what I think anyway. I'm not ranting about it as bad as I did the other day, but it's, for me, this is common sense. America's stopped travel to and from the UK. I mean, if you're an American over here, you can go home. That wouldn't be a problem. If you're British in America, they're not going to stop you going home. They will facilitate that, but by and large, your holiday plans, your vacation plans. They're done for at the moment. And again, a lot of people criticize Donald Trump. I can't fault the guy's logic. I can't. Yes, at first it was the European Union, with an exception of the UK. But the thing is, you got to remember, he's trying to protect his people as much as he may love the UK. And I don't doubt for a second that he does. He has to protect his own people. So if he has to put a ban on flights to and from the UK, then I have to respect him for that, because he's doing now what I said a week ago we should be doing here. The second there was an outbreak in China, we should have suspended all flights to and from China, whether it is from Wuhan or anywhere else in the country. It's a large country. We should have stopped all flights there. The second there was coronavirus anywhere else in the world, we should have stopped flights to and from those countries effective immediately. But no, we carry on doing it, and Boris Johnson, in his infinite wisdom, just seems to coast along. And now this is what he said, or if not him, then someone else has said it, because I have heard it. They want at least 60% of Britons to contract the coronavirus so that we can build up a herd immunity. Motherfucker, please. I don't want to get coronavirus. I don't want it. I don't like having a chest infection at the best of times. Yeah, I don't like it. I had bronchiolitis or whatever I had about 4 years ago. That lasted a week. Coughing up bits of green lung. It wasn't nice. And I went to work like that, by the way. You see. But I don't want to have to get it. You can't force me to get it. And the thing is, they want 60% of people to get it, but they also want people to distance themselves socially. Which, to be fair, I think is a sensible thing to do, is just stay away from crowded areas. Is that I'm going to Bromley currently. I'll be there in about 5 minutes. I don't know what the situation in Bromley is going to be like. I don't know how crowded it's going to be. I don't know if anywhere is going to be open. Well, they open at 11 o'clock. I know that. So I'm going to be in time for places to open. But I don't know if people are going to have the same sort of idea I've got, if they're going to stay at home. I genuinely don't know. All I do know is that America's got the right idea with stopping flights at the moment. Personally, I would stop all flights to everywhere. And if that was my decision, then what I would also do is give financial support to airlines, because it's not their fault, is it? Especially smaller airlines. I mean, the larger airlines, they will survive. They will survive. They will survive. It'll be difficult for them, but they'll survive. What really gets my back up at the moment with this is smaller airlines that could possibly lose business and lay people off and lose their jobs. These are the businesses which I think the government should be helping. They should. It's not their fault that they're losing business, you see. Or if anything, those flights could be used for um, not recreational travel, but for good travel. You know, like places that are currently relying on sea travel to get things places, and it takes a long time. You know, while we're not having any flights to and from countries with people, we could maybe load these planes up with goods and get things in and out quicker. Don't you think that'd be a good idea? It'd keep the slots for the airplanes. The carriers or the shippers can pay for the flight and God knows what at a reduced rate. And the more you buy in bulk, you know, whatever, you know, there's ways and means to keep people their jobs. I personally, there's I don't know. One thing that is interesting though is there's a there's a map, and you've probably seen it, of the air pollution or the air quality over China. The or it's the pollution has substantially dissipated, and it's also happened the same in Italy. So the pollution hotspots, if you look at the atmospheric map, if that's what it's called anyway, you see before and after the pollution has disappeared or substantially vanished. Now, this is probably going to happen here as well. It's probably going to happen other places in the world. But this is what makes me laugh the most. For as bad as coronavirus is, and don't get me wrong, it is a terrible, terrible thing to have. It is killing people and it's causing misery for possibly millions of people globally. Coronavirus is not fun. What if we were to look at the coronavirus in, say, 10 years from now? All right. Now, hear me out on this. Let me just get my ticket. Now, what if we were to, in 10 years from now, look at the coronavirus and instead of thinking, well, it was the great crisis of 2020 caused by a Chinese wet market, blah, blah, blah. What if we didn't look at the negative for the coronavirus? What if, in regards to the coronavirus, we looked at it as the world's most unlikely blessing in disguise? And before you start shooting me down by saying, Chris, you're chatting shit, just hear me out. The coronavirus could well be a blessing in disguise because we will end up with governments working together. And I mean seriously working together to come to some sort of resolution for this. All right. There will be a lot of cooperation in regards to medicine over the next coming weeks and months, and I really can't drive at the moment. So yeah, so that will happen. I reckon it will cause a lot of civil unrest in a lot of countries to stop, where there'll be a lot of let's just say, like I said, cooperating. People will stop fighting with each other over this. There'll be a lot more helping each other out. That's what I think. What is going on with that? That's strange. But yeah, so I think this is the blessing in disguise that the earth has been looking for, to be fair. You got to look at the air pollution. If we can literally stop driving for 3 or 4 weeks and see that much of a difference in air quality, maybe this is our wake up call and we'd be like, well, hang on a minute. We've cleaned up the air by not going anywhere, needlessly traveling. Maybe we can keep it this way, but get to where we're going to a little bit greener. So maybe people, once they're over whatever virus they've got and they live within walking or cycling distance, maybe they could do that instead of driving or getting the bus. You see, maybe we can find alternative ways of doing things now that we're working together a lot more for a common goal. Just think about that for a sec. So maybe this coronavirus maybe is the kick up the backside humanity needs in order to stop fighting ourselves. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's just me trying to be an optimist about this entire problem that we've got. You know, I'm trying to look at it in a really, really good way. I mean, look, apparently 1 in 5 people are going to get it. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't got it. My family haven't got it. My son, my youngest son, has got a cold, but that's all it is. It's a cold. He's still running around like a lunatic. If he had coronavirus, he'd be in bed with a fever. He hasn't got that. He's literally just, but he's still at home playing his Switch. So I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. I'm going to go shopping and get my mum and my missus something for Mother's Day. Hopefully that the shops are going to be open. Sorry for not reading any comments. I can't really see the screen. I did dim the brightness to not distract me when I'm driving. And but let me know in the comment section what you think about the bigger picture of coronavirus. I know it's a massive, massive hardship right now, and a lot of people are going to suffer. But in the bigger picture, broad picture, 10 years from now, if we've grown from this as human beings, if we can prevent this from happening again, if we can learn to work together, maybe, just maybe, coronavirus was the blessing in disguise that humanity was waiting for. Who knows? Anyway, Happy Sunday. If it's your first time joining me, please hit the subscribe button. No one appreciates that more than me. If you like it, give a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video and you thought I was chatting a lot of cod shit, hit the thumbs down button. But tell me why, but don't be rude about it, because I will block your ass. You see, I do like constructive criticism, don't like arseholes. So take it easy, everyone. Please stay safe. And remember, wash your hands. Mwah.